All right, hello everyone. So this is where we are. So okay, I had a bit of a drama today with the MetaTrader 4 platform, but despite the fact that there's no video at the moment, I've posted I've posted everything up here. Okay, so these were the pre-post hours. So these are the hours you need to look out for today. All right, so it's in the afternoon, so we've got plenty of time, no dramas. Okay, and I'm trying to get rid of this MetaTrader 4 platform and work on the MetaTrader 5 or TradingView. We'll see how that pans out. So as usual, I'm going to do gold, SP 500, Euro dollar, Dow, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. So let's see how this goes. Now, let's take a look on the weekly first. All right, because I'm going to have to do a bunch of stuff from the beginning, as you can see. All right, so as you can see, that's gold. We made that high, and the market closed lower than those highs. So there's still a bit of downwards pressure. On the bigger time frame, we're going sideways. So selling is an option, but remember what we had? We had a breakout, didn't we, on the weekly? So once that happened, now we're going down. And yesterday, all right, if you played your cards right yesterday, meaning if you used the Astro hours with the timing, you should have been okay, all right, because the market came down, up, and then down again. So if I go into the 1 hour chart, let's see where we're at. Okay, this is the situation. Now, we still have a bit of a gap here. So if the market goes up, selling is not a bad idea. On the daily, if you take a look at this here, okay, the market hasn't, this bounce from here has not broken that. It's just sweep the stops out. So downwards pressure is still on the card. So what we want to do, as you can see, we have a bit of a break here. Despite the fact that this is a sweep, it will probably close below it, and we should get down into here, which is going to be this zone there. All right. So the market should get into here. Now, remember from previous technical analysis videos, you guys know we've got levels down here. The market needs to come and close this out. But because we've got wars going all over the place, it's a bit of a drama. We should close that. Plus, we should close this. If it does come down to closing it, okay, you can definitely go long, because once it starts to push up, it will not come down. All right, so that's going to be a zone as well. So what can we do? Well, we're going to have to be a bit cautious, simply because we've got room to come down and we've got wars going on. All right, so what to do? Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Should the market come back up into a sell location, we should probably sell again if it matches your Astro hours. One is going to be this zone here. So if we tap up a little bit, you can take this zone for a sell zone. All right, so if we get into this zone, that's where we should end up. So a bit of an up move. Now, if it breaks above that, it's also logical because of the gap here. All right, so then you're going to have to mark this bar here. This is going to be your kill zone. All right, now one other thing is, because on the daily, you can see this zone is a support zone. Okay, the only way to really sell nice is if the market goes up to sell. Okay, now with the daily, we don't have gaps. You can see it's all closed up. All right, so one slight up move into an Astro hour is actually okay to sell it off again, as they've done here. See, this is where the market crashed down and closed way below the swings. But we're not out of the woods yet, because the real level we need to break is below here. And if you come to the daily, you'll see what I mean. We need to close below there, or even below there. All right, so let's see if the market will push down. What you can do, like I said, you can come onto the 15-minute chart. Should the market go up into this zone, selling is okay. Selling is okay at Astro hours. Okay, if you want to buy, what should you do? Then if you want to buy, you're going to have to wait for the wick of that and that zone there, okay, which the market did yesterday. So if you're thinking of buying, if the market comes down here, you want to buy at Astro hours to go up, it's doable, but just be mindful. We've got lower highs happening here. That's a sweep. One more little push, it'll start to take it down. Okay, so be mindful if you're going to buy from those levels. Okay, because on the bigger time frame, we've got room to come down. Also on the weekly, if you check it out, the market is still going up, and the place on the weekly to go long for this is going to be here. All right, on that long wick there. All right, so be mindful. We still have a bit of room to push down. That's that. Let's take a look. SB 500. Let's start off again. Let's start with the daily. Now remember, the market's going nuts with this. Let's get rid of these. So what we can do here is, let's take a look at the weekly first, as you can see. Now the swing days, remember I posted them yesterday. Okay, the swing days for SB 500 is Monday. So if I turn this into a daily, you can see that's your Monday, the market making a sell. Okay, so it's still not a great, sign for us. As you can see, it's just a little dip. To the market can still go up, not a problem. So what we want to be doing here is we're still going to go with the trend. Okay, so if the market dips down to a decent level where we can buy again, you can do that at Astro hours. Okay, that's one level. Now, yesterday, remember the market dipped down at Astro hours. This is the hourly, so it's going to be here. The market dipped down yesterday. That's turned into a 15-minute chart. Okay, and that's the low of yesterday. And this is a high level. So if this high of Monday sticks, okay, it's logical to sell. Now, in the US session today, if you have an opportunity to sell the highs, not a bad idea to do it. Where can you sell it off? Let's do this. You can sell it, well, you can sell it from the high of yesterday, okay, or the high of last week, which is going to be there. All right, so if we just kind of like tap into that zone, it's doable. All right. Yesterday I gave some PST levels. Obviously I can't see them today because of the MetaTrader 4 problem that I'm having. But in any case, you can check out those levels as well on the weekly. If there's an Astro hour where the market is high, selling is not a bad idea. And that can happen around 4 to 4:45. Okay, change appears to be logical after 3:15. So, yeah, 3:15. So 2:15 to 2:30, we're going to end up at a place, but changes should be coming afterwards. Okay, and then you can check out the move afterwards. All right. So despite the fact that we're going to be at a level by 2:15 to 2:30, significant changes or starting to see a change should be after 3:15 to 4 o'clock, and then that should kind of follow through. Okay, and if that's the case, the market should go towards the Astro hours, like I said. All right, so selling these levels to push down, I don't think is a bad idea at all from the highs. And if you want to buy, like I said, you got to buy where the market had some buying power before, as you can see from here as well. So the market should break below that level. If it dips down here, this is your buy zone here. All right. Also, if you want to check it out on your 4-hour chart, you can see on your 4-hour chart, it's going to include this little baby here. All right, there. So what you can do is bring it a little lower as well, down to here because of the gap there, as you can see. Okay, as you can see, there are gaps here as well. So once we start to fall off, if it does, it should start to come lower into this zone all the way back down. All right, so selling the highs at Astro hours, not a bad idea at all, and those will be your levels there. Okay, so if we pop up a little bit more, selling is okay. Also in this gap here, this is a 15-minute chart, but as you can see, there's a bit of a gap. So if we dip into there, if the market sticks its head into there, okay, at Astro hours, not a bad idea to go south. Euro dollar, let's take a look. of what's going. Where are we with the euro dollar? Okay, just bear with me. All right, we're here, obviously. Let's just change the template for that. Here we are. Now with the euro dollar, let's see. Now, remember, we had room to come down here. I said no selling at the lows. So yesterday on the 15-minute chart, let's take a look. This is where we're at. Okay. We had Astro hours here. That's the 15-minute chart. So that was your 215 on the platform, which was my 330, 230 there. Okay, so 330 our time. And that level up here was also yesterday. Let's see what that was. That's 10 o'clock. So my 11 o'clock. We didn't have anything at 11 o'clock my time, but we did have 12 o'clock. All right, which is there. Okay, so not really giving us much opportunity here except here. All right, because that was like the sell zone. And where did the market pick up from? That's 545. I had 745, so that'll be 645 on the platform, which is right there. Okay, and that's where the, as you can see, the turnaround came. So with the euro dollar, we're still trending down. Okay, and on the daily, where we're going to head down towards. So that's one level. So this is not a bad spot to buy. Now remember, the swing day for the euro dollar was Monday and Friday, right? So that's your Monday yesterday. All right, Monday. So the low of yesterday is there. If this swing day holds, this is not a bad place to go long. And if you turn this into a daily chart, you're right on the wick there. Let me just get rid of that. You're in that zone. All right, and that's not a bad spot either. Okay, so what you can do here is wait for a reversal now. But before you do that, you have to be a little smart because of the gap here. All right. So what does that tell you? If the market dips down, okay, takes out the stops, and here we got the gap there. All right. From here, it's also okay to go long. All right. So this is what the market can do. It can go up, push down, okay, sideways down, and then go up. A good place to sell again, if you want to sell, is going to be there. It's 1.0780. So if the market pulls up a little bit, selling also down is not a bad idea. If you want to buy, then obviously this is going to be one zone here, and that can extend all the way down to here because that's the manipulation bar. So what does that tell you? That tells you swing day with your swing hours is the best way to trade. So if you want to buy today because of the Monday being a swing day at the lows, I'm okay to do that at Astro hours. And that will be, we can even do that 15-minute chart. By the way, this is not a really good reaction. It's not a good buy reaction here. Okay, so I would be cautious because it's weak, as you can see. But what you want to see is the market dipping down here. If there's a sudden fall into here, let's say it dropped like that, like a rock right into here, then at Astro hours, you can go long with a tight stop loss at the low of that bar, which it made after the Astro hour swing. Why? Because they usually do a big dip down and then they'll pick it up from there. And that should at least cover your trade. And also it should, what should it do? It should also give you some profit as well. And then you can cover the trade and move forward. All right, so that's your euro dollar approach. Let's take a look at US 30. Let's do this. This is the Dow Jones. That's a nice fall. As you can see with the Dow Jones, we're seeing better price action from the highs. Now remember, with the Dow Jones, the swing day for Dow Jones was Monday, and that is a good sign, okay? The SP 500 was not such a big fall, but you can see Dow Jones is now getting, bearish. and this is like ready to kind of like fall, in my opinion. So if the market goes up a little bit, selling is not a bad idea, especially we've got a good opportunity to sell, I think. With yesterday, we had good astro signs, right? And that was why the 4 o'clock was important. So yesterday, 4 o'clock my time is 3 o'clock here. And that is your, whoopsie daisy, 3 o'clock there. Okay, you see that bang, big fall there, because that was an astro hour we had yesterday. So the market falling right in there, and that should continue. So today, what should happen is, if the market goes up into an astro hour again, selling is not a bad idea. We should go above this to sell. So you're either going to sell around here, okay, which is just going to close that gap, or the market might tap into here. You can keep this range big. Sometimes people say, well, the range is a bit big. Yeah, it's big, but we're using astro hours, remember? You don't have to like dive in there. You're waiting for the astro hour. You're waiting for your U-turn. So you're not diving in like a regular guy who's doing a technical analysis. So you know, your chances are much better. So sweeping this, going up and then selling off is a good option at astro hours up in that zone. Rightio, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Now, this is NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ swing day, we had, well, NASDAQ was a bit tricky because we've got a few days for NASDAQ, okay? So what we want to do with that? In any case, we want to see NASDAQ down, okay, and coming back into this zone, yeah, into that zone, maybe even lower. We'll see how things pan out. Let me just check. Looks okay there. Maybe a bit lower down there. We'll see how things pan out. But maybe we'll have a 1, 2, 3 tap or whatever. But what you can do with NASDAQ is wait for a sign if you want. Okay. And that sign could be like the break of this, because you've got this triangle happening here. Okay. So this is happening here, as you can see. So once this is like twisting over, you can think about selling on a retracement. That's fine. If you want to sell still, because today is a swing day for it, yesterday was, tomorrow will be. So NASDAQ, like I said, is a bit tricky. Okay. So what you can do is, if you want, let's see. You can do it around here. So that's going to be it then. There. Even that's gone above it. So that's swept yesterday. Now we'll have to wait. Okay, we'll have to wait. See how things pan out. If in New York, we kind of like sizzle back up here, all right? And then we'll see how things pan out, okay? Other than that, I wouldn't do anything. Let's see on the 1 hour if I've got anything. On NASDAQ, yeah, wait rather than rush the trade, okay? Other than that, it's not a bad spot, this zone. All right, so we can do this on the 1 hour. It looks a little bit better. That looks like a nice sweep there. So this is not a bad spot to sell at astro hours in that zone, okay? But just be mindful in the US that it might take the stops out and then sell off. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Selling these highs may be a better option. If you want to wait, this is the hourly chart. If you want to wait for a breakdown and then trade on the retracement, that's also okay. All right, if you don't want to rush it, because like I said, NASDAQ, it's got a few things on its cards. Now, Bitcoin, let's take a look. Let me just do this. Now, Bitcoin, remember we said this zone is a sell zone, but we got one more option here, and that option is the market going up to sell, okay? It's already taken out the stops here, closed pretty much on the dot and below, so we'll have to be a bit more patient. If you want to sell this, I think selling is a better way to go because of this zone. All right, as you can see, this zone is a strong sell zone and they sweep the stop. So coming back here to sell off is okay. And you can see the market is always closing below the low of that. All right. So it's a bit bearish. Now, the second option you got is on the daily, like I said, is to wait for that close. If it does, you can sell it from here. And that is, as you can see, about 45,500, just around there. So if the market does do that, you can wait for a reaction on your smaller time frame, 1 hour, 15 minute, whatever you want to do. Okay. And then see how things pan out. Obviously, around here, it's a sideways market. Once it's sideways, it's no man's land. So you don't want to be mucking around here. If you want to buy, okay, you got to buy where the market bounced off with a good reaction. So here is one level to do that. So if the market comes back into that zone, it's doable to get back in. All right. If you're a buyer, that is. Okay. Or if you want to sell, this is your zone from here to there as well. It's a sellable zone. And that's how it is. Okay. Don't muck around in the middle of nowhere. Use your Astro hours to sell in this zone or wait for the closure of gap there. All right. So sorry for the late video. Like I said, I've got a bit of a problem with my MetaTrader 4. So I'm going to try and fix that and see how things pan out.